I don't think you have to give up liberty for security. And in fact, I think we kind of give up liberty for a false sense of security. So I think you can have both. I think you can use the Constitution and still capture terrorists and prevent terrorism. There's no evidence that this bulk collection has actually captured or deterred any criminals or deterred any terrorism attacks.
The ISIS killers are not the only group to use the internet in spreading their version of a new world. They are at the moment just the best there is at navigating the cyber highway. And at the moment, there is nothing you can honestly do to keep them from trolling you and maybe even infiltrating your system. They are just that good. It is because of that we are facing a watershed moment when it comes to the internet and civil liberties. One that may be uncomfortable to many, but necessary if we're to root out the killers. Let's welcome in constitutional attorney, president of the Rutherford Institute, and author of Battlefield America, John Whitehead joins us on the hard line. John, pleasure to talk to you again. So let's begin this conversation with a simple premise here. The internet was not around 10, 20 years ago at the level that it is right now. It is intrusive. It is everywhere in our lives. And yes, civil liberties are here to basically shield us from those who may want to do us harm. But John, here's the argument. These are the people out there doing us harm right now. They're using the internet to their advantage, and we have got to give up some civil liberties simply because we have to do what is necessary to keep America safe. There, I set the table for you. Go ahead.
Well, we've already given up our civil liberties. The intelligence industry in this country is $100 billion a year, and like Rand Paul says, $100 billion, and they can't catch terrorists. Okay. The reason is, by the way, let me tell you this. I've represented and talked to former NSA agents and one high-level CIA agent who told me, John, the way we do surveillance today, surveilling everybody, you, Ed Berliner, whoever, we're not going to catch the criminals anymore. It's a bumbling industry. You look at the TSA, 96% of the times in the test, they couldn't catch weapons or ammo going through.
Now, I'm going to give you that much. I'm going to give you the bumbling industry part. You're right. There's so many things that are wrong right there. But doesn't it still just behoove us to go a little bit deeper and to use what we have to get better at finding the bad guys?
And exactly. But what I'm saying is, I talked to former agents who say you don't catch the bad guys with the way we're doing it. No. The point is, following up on leads, the FBI doing background checks of the so-called two shooters in San Bernardino, them talking to a terrorism expert the FBI knew about. We're not following up on leads anymore. That's what I've been told by police agencies in the federal government. So what we need is, we don't need to throw the Constitution out the window. What we need is better management. Our president, instead of giving some stupid speech he gave the other night that didn't mean anything, should be saying, let's get better at policing what we do.
Okay, then let's do that. Let's get to that better management, and let's take San Bernardino, California here. There was traffic going on between the killers. There was internet traffic, and we know of a lot of other instances where there is internet traffic. Now, either we can't see it, we're missing it, there's something going on here, but let's be honest, John. If we're doing it right, if we're going after the bad guys, if we're investigating it properly, wouldn't just one iota, one thing, help us maybe say something about somebody, stop something before it starts? One item.
Yeah, the point is that you're hitting the points correctly. But listen, Google, everybody's watching us, Facebook, they see everything. I'm telling you, Amazon just built a $600 million intelligence cloud for all the intelligence agencies. They see everything, they know everything. The question is, why are they so bumbling? Like I say, former security agents tell me you're dealing with bumbling idiots in the government. They need better management, sure. As long as it affords the Constitution and they have evidence of illegal doing, unconstitutional, violating the law, sure, go after it. And they do. That's the point. The problem is they're not following up on leads. And Rand Paul is absolutely correct. You don't throw out liberty for security, as Benjamin Franklin said. Those people who do that don't deserve either, and we don't need to do that right now. We have the agencies. They have the power.
Okay, then let's do that. When you say follow up on leads, I only got about a minute left, so I want to get all this in, but when you say follow up on the leads end, does it not tell us then we have to turn these agencies completely loose, take the handcuffs off, let them do whatever they need in order to find one killer?
Let me tell you. They don't have handcuffs. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The former agents I work with and the industry research I do, they don't have hardly any handcuffs at all. They're just not doing a very good job at it.
So are they just looking for excuses then, John? They tell us that they're handcuffed, so are they just looking to hide?
power, but also they want more money. It's a $100 billion a year industry, and they're failing horribly. The TSA, all of them together, Department of Homeland Security, NSA, yeah, they're focusing on the wrong people. That's what the people inside the government tell me. John, better policing will stop this stuff. You don't focus on Ed Berliner and John Whitehead. We don't do anything wrong. Why are they collecting files on me and you? Collect the files on the bad guys and kick their butts and stop going after us and arresting people that we defend here at the Rutherford Institute. Marines and people taken away from the government by doing Facebook posts. The FBI is watching them, talk show hosts that I represent. They go home, the FBI is waiting on them because they don't like what they're saying on the radio. They're watching the wrong people.
John, I'll tell you what, I'm all out of time, but I want to tell you this much. I've known some talk show hosts in my lifetime, and some of them I know right now, they would be scared spitless if the government came after them and knew what they were putting some time in their internet. You got that right. John, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm sure we're going to talk again. Now, what happened 35 years ago is the end of a generation, leaving behind words we should all be using when discussing the future. That's next on The Hard Line.